All right, folks, welcome to Magna FYI News Tips Round 2. It's our second episode here with Dr. Rachel Colangelo. She's our National Director of Jury Research. That's a big job, Rachel. What exactly does that mean?
Well, that means that in addition to doing the actual jury consulting, I help manage our group of now 20 jury consultants around the country, making sure that we keep up our excellent quality of work.
20 jury consultants. So if I'm a jury consultant, Rachel, is that just a general description, or are there specialties within within an actual the jury consultant title? Do they do special things?
Some people have specialties. I mean, our consultants, Peter, really can do it all, meaning we can do jury research, the mock trials, the focus groups. We can do witness preparation, jury selection. We can do quantitative studies, but we do have people on our team that really specialize in one of those particular areas, such as Eric Lalonde, who heads up our jury evaluator division and does most of our quantitative survey work.
What's your favorite form of jury research, Rachel?
Wow, my favorite form, I would have to say the exploratory focus groups, also in person, but I really like the exploratory because the consultants, we get to really do our job where we go in and we moderate, we facilitate the discussion and pull out of these mock jurors as much helpful insight as we can.
That's pretty cool. I've done I've attended a couple of exploratory focus groups. I mean, obviously, I'm on the business side, so you definitely don't want me facilitating any groups. When you look back, when you work with your clients and you're consulting on a case, because sometimes you get involved in cases before they even hit discovery, right? So
That's right.
So, like when you sit down with a client and they haven't really laid out their roadmap yet, what phase of a case is the most important from your perspective? Is it is it in discovery when they're doing their depositions? Is it at trial? Is it is the opening more important than the closing, or is the witness preparation does that trump at all? Like, how do you put it together for a client?
Yeah, it's a great question, Peter. Every phase is important, but as I think I've heard you say a couple times, early is always better, early and often, right? So we do get involved even pre-discovery, but I think probably the bulk of what we do is mid-discovery. So we've got a little bit of information, enough information to understand how a jury's likely going to receive the case, but we're able to do research before discovery closes so that our clients can actually go out and make a difference in the types of discovery that they're seeking, defending their own witnesses in depositions. The same would go for a trial, Peter. So at trial, you said what's more important, opening or closing? In my mind, it's the opening. You've got to make a really strong first impression and give those jurors your narrative that they can kind of get hooked onto, make them interested from the start.
When you think about jurors, what keeps you up at night about jurors? When you're worrying about a case, what does it, what is it about a juror that might, make you lose sleep?
Yeah, well, the big thing that always makes me lose sleep about a jury is what is going to motivate them and how can we motivate them to find for a defendant who is usually a corporation, usually a business that jurors all know is insured. How do we get them to feel emotional for us versus being sympathetic toward the plaintiff? It's really hard to humanize a corporate defendant and to give a juror a good reason to want to render a defense verdict that then they can take and use to convince 5, 7, 11 other people in the jury room.
That makes sense. Tell me this, Rachel. Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen in a deliberation room amongst mock jurors?
Wow, I've seen some crazy things. Probably the craziest was we had 2 mock jurors go to blows. They were
like hit each other?
Yes. They got so fired up about this case, so passionate that they were about to have a physical fight. Mark Calzaretta had to run into the room and physically separate these two so that we didn't end up with another lawsuit on our hands.
Oh my God, that is pretty crazy. I think I remember hearing about that one. Well, that's it, Rachel. That's a wrap for Magna FYI Tips second episode. And you're a natural. I want to learn how to speak like you speak. You're just such a great public speaker, Rachel. I'm really you're very good.
I learned from the best. I learned watching you and Mark do your thing. So